Hey everyone, Rabizi here with RicardoBueno.com. I am in my conference room avoiding putting myself on camera because of my very casual Friday look. But I wanted to share with you today sort of a writing tactic that I use that really I took from Brian Clark over at Copyblogger, to give credit to Brian. Jeannie Dietrich over at spinsucks.com wrote an excellent post that's probably going to break 300 comments by the time I publish this video. And the post was, the title of the post was a blog post about nothing. And at the end of it, she asked, where do you go for inspiration on what to write about? I left my comment and sort of the tactic that I use. Lisa Gerber seemed to like it, Jeannie seemed to like it, and so I thought I'd shoot this video to show you all. Copyblogger refers to it as the cosmopolitan approach to writing great headlines. And so here's the deal. Once a week or so, I'll drive to a Barnes & Noble, grab, extra hot grande caramel macchiato. I'll pick up a copy of a bunch of different magazines. This happened to be the only one I have in the office, and it's Glamour magazine. I don't read it, so don't think that I do. But anyway, I pick up a copy of Glamour, a copy of Cosmopolitan, Wired, GQ, any magazine that's sort of riddled with headlines. Like you see all these headlines around the magazine and around the photo there in the center. And then I'll grab my Moleskine here, which I just riddle with notes all the time, different events that I go to, so on and so forth. And so what I'm looking for, and here's sort of the idea, is I'll look at all of the different headlines in a particular magazine, and as I skim through all of the headlines, the 25 best beauty buys under $10 period, so on and so forth, as I read these headlines, I'll write them down in my Moleskine, but then I'll work on rewriting that headline so that it's more specific to my audience. So here's a headline that I read in Cosmopolitan probably, and the headline was 6 choices that will make you happier. Well, I rewrote it to say 6 blog tweaks that will make your readers happier. I write about blogging and social media for the real estate industry. So again, I took that original title and rephrased it so that it fit my demographic much better. Another one down here, this headline, I forget what magazine this was, probably Cosmopolitan. It said 10 ways to pamper and pleasure your man. Well, in this case, I rewrote it to say 10 ways to pamper and pleasure your customers. And again, it's a headline is your one single opportunity to really capture someone's intention long enough or enough to get them to click and continue reading your article. This article up here was probably in a men's magazine on how to dress well, and the article was the Penny Pincher's Guide to, dressing well for an interview. In this case, I rewrote it to say the Penny Pincher's Guide to a Sexy Site Design. Because again, I'm rewriting the article to better fit my audience. Now, if you told me to sit down and write a series of how-to headlines, 10 ways to do this, 10 ways to do that, I'd probably have a tougher time doing it than if I just picked up a magazine and looked at all of the headlines in the magazine and rephrased them or reworded them to kind of better fit my audience. So here I kind of just took headlines from other magazines. This was 10 blank proven to boost whatever. I leave them as fill in the blanks. There's another one down here, the 7 best, and then yada 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 tricks in the world. This might be the 7 best marketing tricks in the world, the 7 best Facebook page tricks in the world. Down here is the 22 best tips ever. You might fill this to say the 22 best email marketing tips ever, and so on and so forth. And so what I do when I go to the bookstores, I pick up all of these magazines, I write maybe 1 or 2 pages of headlines, and I'll rewrite those headlines to suit my needs. When I highlight it, it means it's an article that I'm going to publish. Down here, I'll write it or highlight it as a guest post somewhere else, as you see down here. And that's it. Kind of cuts my time in half in terms of coming up with headlines that are going to get clicked and read. And it's a really effective approach. So I hope that helps. I hope you like it. I'm Rabizi with RicardoBueno.com, and I will catch you all later.